13 अगस्त 1947 ये ऑल इंडिया रेडियो लाहौर है। आप हमारे अगले ऐलान का इंतजार कीजिए। 14 अगस्त 1947 ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान लाहौर है। आपको पाकिस्तान मुबारक।
आजाद है, आजाद रहे।
Mia Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif Saab is declared to have been elected as the Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Now, the Pakistan government's budget has come under scrutiny by the International Monetary Fund for falling short of targets set by its bailout program.
Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to our electrifying series on the economic history of Pakistan, uncovering the extraordinary story of a nation that has experienced both triumphs and setbacks. As the clock struck midnight on August 14, 1947, Pakistan was born, heralding a new chapter in South Asian history. Led by its first Prime Minister, Liaquat Ali Khan, Pakistan has faced arduous challenges as communal violence and mass migrations during the partition of India caused disruptions across the region. Over 1.5 crore people migrated, with up to 1 million lives lost in communal violence. Yet, Pakistan persevered, integrating millions of refugees and focusing on infrastructure development to lay the foundation of a new nation. In 1947, the First Kashmir War began alone Pakistan-India. Pakistan invaded Kashmir, prompting India's intervention. The United Nations called for a plebiscite, but it never took place. The dispute persists, with India and Pakistan administering separate parts of Kashmir. It's unsolved till today. Did you know that the Reserve Bank of India supplied currency to the newly established Pakistan, the Indian rupee, with Government of Pakistan printed in English and Hakumat, Pakistan in Urdu, circulated as the nation's currency? This is how the Pakistan situation is. They don't have machines to print money. Guys, in this video, I want share how the Pakistan economy works, how Pakistan dig its own graveyard. And Pakistan is so strong country in terms of GDP and space exploration than India. In 1960s of its budgets. Then how did dig its own graveyard? In this video, 1. How Pakistan's path to space exploration nuclear country. 2. The tumultuous political landscape and military rule. 1. How Pakistan makes a space and nuclear country. There are only few countries that have both nuclear power and space exploration technology. 1. America. 2. Russia. 3. China. 4. India. 5. Pakistan. See, guys, running a country in the 60s is different from now. If a country is a developed country, they want the roads, infrastructure, education, good stable government. See, guys, in 1960 something crazy happened. Pakistan experienced a period of immense growth in the 1955-60s and became an inspiration for developing nations worldwide, influenced by the strategies of countries like Russia. The second 5-year plan of Pakistan aimed to achieve a 20% increase in national income and focused on multiple sectors. In agriculture, it aimed for a 5 annual increase in production through irrigation expansion, improved seeds and fertilizers, and credit provision to farmers. The plan also aimed to increase the installed power capacity by 50 through the construction of dams and power plants. In industry, a 10 annual increase in production was targeted through the establishment of new industries and import substitution. Transport and communications infrastructure were improved with new roads, railways, airports, and expansion of the telephone network. Education and training were prioritized to increase the literacy rate and establish technical and vocational institutes. Not only that, the foundation stone of space exploration in Pakistan has begun in the year of 1961 under Abdus Salam in the name of SUPARCO is Space Upper Atmosphere Research Commission. But you know, guys, ISRO was founded in 1969. After 8 years of SUPARCO, see, Pakistan is waving ahead from India. But why Pakistan is defaulting no? They had of everything in no and had already started way ahead. You guys, this plan was implemented under the military rule.
मिस्टर भुट्टो की हुकूमत खत्म हो चुकी है। सारे मुल्क में माशाल्लाह नाफिज कर दिया गया है।
1958-1971. General Ayub Khan overthrew the government of President Iskander Mirza and imposed martial law. In 1965, the Second Kashmir War broke out between India and Pakistan. But India has crossed the loch and captured the Lahore police station and hoisted the Indian flag. It will be matter of few days to capture capital city of Pakistan, but the Western nations have involved. USA made a peace treaty between the nations. When a country is governed by a military dictatorship, the focus often lies on the needs of the military, while the basic needs of the people are neglected. During the military rule of General Ayub Khan, 1950 to 1960, although there was rapid economic growth, political discontent. This type of governance poses challenges for the people during times of war, as their basic needs take a backseat to military priorities. Limited resources are allocated to sectors like healthcare, education, and public services, economic instability, lack of social services, displacement, food, and water shortages and health risks become prevalent. It is important to acknowledge the impact of military dictatorships on the well-being of the people and their basic needs. First, we want to know how the economy works. Like in the US debt ceiling video, you see, just like you and I get home loans, car loans, or mortgage loan, even the countries take out debt in order to grow. And there are three popular ways in which they get these loans. The first way is through international financial institutions such as the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and development banks. Secondly, they could take loans from the commercial banks, wealth funds, and bilateral loan from other countries. And the third way is to do it through bonds. In that case, Pakistan cannot go through bonds because it is newly formed country and economy is not so strong like us. First way is like IMF, World Bank, and development banks of other nations. In fact, Pakistan has been consistently facing economic crisis ever since its partition from India, and in the past 30 years itself, the IMF alone has bailed it out for 13 times. Over of 17 times IMF has given to the loan. In 1950, Pakistan joined the International Monetary Fund, marking the beginning of its association with the organization. In 1958, Pakistan received its first loan of $25 million from the IMF under a standby arrangement, approved on December 8, 1958. This loan aimed to stabilize Pakistan's economy following a period of financial instability. The repayment of the loan was scheduled over a 3-year period. In 1965, the IMF approved another loan for Pakistan in the amount of $37.05 million. This loan, approved on March 16, 1965, was specifically intended to assist Pakistan in recovering from the financial strain caused by the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965. These exact number that Pakistan has taken loan from the IMF in the name of development of country to destroy the poverty. But they never do it. However, despite receiving financial support from the EIM, Pakistan's decision to engage in the war raises questions. It is important to consider that geopolitical dynamics play a significant role in shaping international relations. While countries may establish alliances or have diplomatic ties, it does not necessarily imply complete support for all actions taken by their partner nations. For example, the friendship between Russia and India does not imply unequivocal endorsement of every action by either country. Diplomatic relationships and alliances between countries can be complex, even when conflicts arise. For instance, Russia maintains close ties with India. a major importer of its military equipment, while the United States exports its resources to India. However, these relationships do not necessarily mean endorsing or supporting all actions taken by partner nations. Individual choices and public opinion may differ from government policies. International relations are influenced by a multitude of factors, and it is essential to acknowledge the complexities and diverse perspectives that exist within societies and governments. General Ayub Khan was ruled as president until 1969, when he was replaced by General Yahya Khan. General Yahya Khan. General Yahya Khan is just like a Hitler in the Asia. Why? Because during this period, East Pakistan, geographically separated from West Pakistan, faced political and economic marginalization, leading to a growing independence movement. The Awami League, led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, emerged as a prominent voice advocating for autonomy and self-determination. However, West Pakistan's military leadership under General Yahya Khan responded with a crackdown, triggering widespread violence, human rights abuses, massacred lakhs of women were raped by the military. The people of East Pakistan were migrated to India. Millions have migrated. The economic situation is not at all good for India to handle these people. Our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi asked the UN and world leaders to stop the massacre. In return, Pakistan has attacked Indian airfields on December 3, 1971. India's has given very strong stand to start the war. On the other side, US has sent a message to the Pakistan that we are sending our 7th Fleet, and UK is also sending Eagle towards India. The plan was Eagle will attack on Arabian Sea, and 7th Fleet should attack on Bay of Bengal. This message was decrypted by Indian intelligence. Not only that Pakistan is seeking help from the Turkey, Saudi, Indonesia, France, and Jordan. India doesn't have the power to hold these nations at a time. Guys, guess what? On 9th August 1971, India and USSR made friendship and cooperation treaty. The treaty was main aim. In the event of either party being subjected to an attack or a threat, will immediately enter into mutual consultations to remove such a threat. In simple words, if any nation will attack both of us, our military will combine to attack our enemy. India calls the USSR immediately. USSR respond and sent its flotilla on December 13 and surrounded India total in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. These flotillas consist of nuclear submarines, frigates, and anti-missile ships. But these flotilla has very less range. Submarines has suffered on the ocean and get into the nearest to the enemy ship. UK Eagle Fleet has sent a message to the USA 7th Fleet. These are the Russia atomic submarines here, and big collection of battleships. This message was decoded by the USSR. The 7th Fleet has gone to Madagascar and UK Eagle Fleet went to the Singapore. In between Pakistan Eastern Command, Chief said these words, for conditional surrender.
Will you make any attempt at a conditional surrender?
No, sir. The question is either we live or we die.
Within few days, Indian Army captured the capital city of Dhaka and sent the message to the East Pakistani soldiers.
Your air force has been destroyed. You are surrounded on all sides. And if you don't surrender, you will be killed unmercifully.
India has recreated the world map and South Asia map. In December 1971, East Pakistan declared independence and formed the new nation of Bangladesh. 93,000 soldiers were surrendered to India. This is biggest military exchange after Second World War. These soldiers were sent safely to Pakistan. The international community, including countries like India and the Soviet Union, sympathized with the cause of Bangladesh's independence and recognized Bangladesh as a sovereign nation. Meanwhile, Pakistan's defeat in the war had significant repercussions. leading to political and social changes within Pakistan itself. Yahya Khan resigned in 1970, one after Pakistan's defeat in the Bangladesh Liberation War. After that, Bangladesh Liberation War, the Pakistan has faced economic crisis. Again, IMF has helped the Pakistan in bailouts package. In 1972, the IMF approved a loan of $84 million to Pakistan to aid in its recovery from the economic challenges caused by the Bangladesh Liberation War. The loss of East Pakistan, a significant economic contributor, and the war's impact on Pakistan's balance of payments necessitated financial assistance. Furthermore, in subsequent years, Pakistan received additional IMF loans, including $75 million in 1973 and $75 million in 1974, which further supported economic stability and growth. In May 1974, India conducted a nuclear test in the Pokhran Range. The test was named Smiling Buddha. It marked India's first successful test of a nuclear-powered device, making it the sixth country in the world to possess nuclear weapons capability. The test drew international attention. In response to India's nuclear test in 1974, Pakistani officials famously remarked, "We will eat grass or even go hungry, but we will get our own bomb." Here comes another question. If a country wants to develop, they might be a stable government. If we look up Pakistan ruling government in Pakistan's history of political instability has played a significant role in its failures. The country has experienced a constant rotation of leaders, with no prime minister completing a full term in office. The transition between democratic and military rule has further contributed to Pakistan's instability. Each new leader often focuses on rectifying the perceived mistakes of their predecessors, leading to policy reversals and a lack of consistent governance. For instance, in 1978, General Zia-ul-Haq seized power through a military coup. His regime imposed censorship on the media, restricted civil liberties, and accumulated heavy loans from various international entities. In the military period, something stupid done by the Pakistan leaders. In 1979, the Soviet Union had invaded Afghanistan and the Soviet-Afghan War was going on from 1979 to 1989. USA has not involved directly, but indirectly USA has funded to the Pakistan, and Pakistan has created militant groups, rebels, terror groups, or whatever the media calls them. Pakistan became the training ground for these Mujahideen fighters to help them fight the Soviets in Afghanistan. On top of that, Pakistan will also provide the land route for the supply shipments that used to arrive from the United States, and then it used to go to Afghanistan. Pakistan makes money regardless for actually giving permission and access to the United States. And guess what? After the Afghan-Soviet War ended, the Mujahideen fighters are the ones that eventually got together and went on to form another group called the Taliban in 1994. And finally, after Tribal period, 11-year dictatorship. Finally, elections were held in Pakistan. Benazir Bhutto was the first female prime minister of Pakistan, 1988. She was the daughter of former Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who was overthrown and executed 1979. Guess what? Bhutto's government faced political challenges, including allegations of corruption and power struggles. In 1990, the president dissolved the National Assembly, leading to the dismissal of Bhutto's government, Nawaz Sharif's first term. In the subsequent elections held in 1990, Mian Muhammad Nawaz Sharif's PLM has emerged as the largest party. Sharif became the prime minister and served from 1990 to 1990 to 1993. Again, Benazir Bhutto came into power, and her Pakistan People's Party returned to power in the 1993 general elections. She served as the prime minister from 1993 to 1993 to 1996. And again, she stepped down into power. Nawaz Sharif came into power In the 1997 general elections, Nawaz Sharif's PML secured a significant victory. Sharif assumed office as the Prime Minister for the second. This is called political turmoil. Now, guess what Pakistan is facing political instability in his own country. India has done something crazy thing and gives shock not only Pakistan, but to the world.
Today, at 15:45 hours, India conducted 3 underground nuclear tests in the Pokhran range.
In May 1998, India conducted a series of nuclear tests, codenamed Operation Shakti, in Pokhran, Rajasthan. These tests marked India's first nuclear weapon tests since the Pokhran I tests in 1974. The tests consisted of 5 detonations, including a thermonuclear device. India has declared as PNE, Peaceful Nuclear Explosion.
Pakistan today successfully conducted 5 nuclear tests. The results were as expected. There was no release of radioactivity.
Very, very soon, Pakistan is also announced within weeks. On May 28, 1998, Pakistan conducted a series of nuclear tests, codenamed Chagai, in the Chagai district of Baluchistan province. These tests marked Pakistan's response to India's nuclear tests conducted just a few weeks earlier. For instance, if one country conducts nuclear tests and another country responds with its own tests as a form of tit for tat, it doesn't mean that the two countries are now on equal footing or possess equivalent nuclear arsenals. Nuclear weapons require extensive resources, technological expertise, and infrastructure which cannot be instantly replicated or matched by a mere response. Political turmoil has become, by this time not former Prime Minister, by the military rule, General Pervez Musharraf in 1999, and immediately the war broke out between the India and Pakistan. First time in history, 2 nuclear-powered nations are in the war directly, and this is last war in the India and Pakistan. General Pervez Musharraf, the then Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan, played a significant role during the Kargil conflict in 1999. The Kargil War was a military conflict between India and Pakistan that took place in the Kargil district of Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir. Under General Musharraf's leadership, Pakistani forces infiltrated the Indian-controlled territory across the line of control in Kargil. The operation was carried out with the objective of securing strategic positions and disrupting Indian control over the region. The Pakistani forces took advantage of the difficult terrain and surprise element to occupy key heights along the LOC. The Kargil conflict resulted in intense fighting and heavy casualties on both sides. It also led to strained diplomatic relations between India and Pakistan, with international pressure mounting on Pakistan, with international pressure to withdraw its forces from the occupied positions. India launched a military campaign to regain control of the infiltrated areas, employing a combination of ground forces, artillery, and air power. The conflict witnessed intense battles and aerial engagements. After India's victory in the war, they gained control of the disputed territory and had the bodies of Pakistani soldiers. Pakistan claimed some of the bodies, but denied retrieving others. This was due to the discovery that some soldiers were actually militants. Pakistan's refusal aimed to distance itself from the involvement of non-state actors and downplay its role. Eventually, Pakistan acknowledged its soldiers' presence but declined to claim the bodies of the militants. Pakistan experienced military rule for a significant portion of its history, with over 25 years of military rule within a span of 55 years. In contrast, India has managed to maintain a democratic system without any military rule. The Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force have consistently upheld their commitment to respecting the elected leaders and serving the public, playing a crucial role in safeguarding India's democratic principles and national security. That sounds intriguing. Part 2 of your video, covering the period from 2000 to 2023, will provide a comprehensive look at Pakistan's leadership and its impact on the country and its people, exploring how Pakistan's leaders may have made choices that affected the well-being of its citizens will provide valuable insights into the nation's political landscape. Also, how America has funded the militant groups. I'm sure your audience will find it engaging and informative. Good luck with the production of Part 2. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more exciting business and political case studies. Your support is greatly appreciated. Stay tuned for our next episode. See you soon.